Plan B. Why more global families are securing a second citizenship or residency? 10 years ago, the world felt very different. International travel was simple. Borders were predictable. Business strategies could be planned years ahead. Family plans felt stable too. People knew where their children would grow up and where they would eventually settle. Very few people imagined that within a decade, we would experience a global pandemic, major geopolitical conflicts, travel restrictions, financial sanctions, and rapidly changing political environment across multiple regions. History feels like it has accelerated. It feels like we are inside a complicated chapter that future generations will study in history books, a moment when the global order is being reshaped, and no one yet knows what the final picture will look like. And if there is one lesson many internationally active families have learned over the past few years, it is this: the world is no longer stable in the way we once assumed it would be. Today, many people ask themselves very different questions that they did 10 years ago. It's not where do I want to live or what I want to do, but rather what options do I have if circumstances change. Because the truth is, none of us can fully predict the future. We don't know how geopolitics will evolve. We don't know which regions will remain stable. We don't know if safe harbors remain the same. We don't know if current business opportunities would exist later. We don't know what kind of world our children will be living in 10 or 15 years from now. Your long-term plans, your business, your investments, your family strategy can sometimes be affected by events completely outside of your control. And while we cannot eliminate uncertainty, we can sometimes prepare for it. Think about it like insurance. Most people buy insurance not because they expect something bad to happen tomorrow, but because they understand the value of being protected if something unexpected does happen. Think about it like diversification. Just like in investing, it's not wise to keep all your eggs in one basket, and many globally active families today apply the same principles in their personal and geographical strategy. Balancing risks, creating options, and making sure they always have a choice if circumstances change. A second residency or citizenship works in a very similar way. It doesn't necessarily mean you plan to move. It doesn't mean you are leaving your current country. It doesn't mean you have to change your lifestyle immediately. But it gives you options, and in an unpredictable world, options have value. One interesting fact many people rarely think about: none of us choose where we were born, but the place you were born determines the passport you carry. And the passport can influence many aspects of our life, like where we can travel without visas, where we can open bank accounts, where we can easily relocate, where our children can study or live in the future. For some nationalities, this was never a problem before, but for many globally active entrepreneurs and families, having one citizenship can create limitations. The good news is that today there are legal and structured ways to diversify your citizenship and residency status. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is through citizenship by investment programs. These programs allow qualified applicants to obtain a second citizenship through government-approved investments or contributions. Depending on the program, the process can take anywhere from a few months to even a couple of years. For example, there are fast-track citizenship programs such as Vanuatu, one of the fastest programs available today. Sao Tome and Principe are a newer program that is attracting interest due to its accessibility, or Nauru. At the same time, there are programs focused on stronger global mobility. Many international investors continue to choose Caribbean citizenship programs such as St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, or St. Lucia. These passports provide broad visa-free travel and relatively efficient processing timeline, which is why they remain popular among entrepreneurs, investors, and internationally mobile families. Another strategy that many families consider is European residency. What is important to understand is that residency does not necessarily require immediate relocation. Many European residency programs allow you to secure the right to live in Europe while continuing to maintain your primary life and business elsewhere. This approach gives families a European base they can activate if needed in the future. These are several pathways available today. For example, Greece Golden Visa, based on property investment, fully passive route starting from €250,000 threshold for buying property in Essence or in other places for the whole family. Cyprus residencies for real estate investment, also provide open market choice of properties with starting price of only 300,000 euros. Spain has a very fast and efficient digital nomad residency program which is for 3 years. France has a startup and entrepreneur space for 4 years residency for the family with perspective to naturalize for passport after 5 years. Portugal has plenty of ways including golden visa starting from 200,000 euro, and we can continue. Each of these programs serves different purposes depending on your goals, timeline and investment strategy. For families, the real motivation behind the Plan B is not even their own lifestyle, it's their children. Parents often ask themselves, where will my children study? Where will they build their careers? What opportunities will they have access to? A second residency or citizenship can sometimes create educational, professional, and geographical flexibility that becomes valuable many years later. And often these decisions are most effective when they are made before rather than when they are urgently needed. Ultimately, a Plan B is not about fear, it's about strategic diversification. You may never need to use it. You may continue living exactly where you are today. But continuing to think and plan the way many of us did in the past may no longer be enough. The world is changing, and the strategies that worked for previous generations are evolving. Having an additional residency or citizenship can provide security, flexibility, and long-term optionality. The world will continue to change. Some changes will bring opportunities, some will bring uncertainty. And if in the past your strategy for growing wealth meant buying another apartment in your home city, another commercial property or another luxurious car, perhaps today it's worth allocating at least a small part of that capital towards something different, towards planting seeds in global diversification. A second passport for yourself and your children, a residency in Europe, maybe a small apartment in essence instead of another car, securing your potential European base for the future. Because in the world we are entering, one of the most valuable assets any global family can have today is the ability to choose where they live, work and build their future. If you're curious about what options exist today, whether through second citizenship or European residency, feel free to explore the resources below and reach out for more information. In this uncertain world, having a Plan B might be one of the most valuable decisions you ever made.